Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the biggest nose, JZ Courtside, coming at y'all today on Friday, July 10th. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you all had a great day. I hope your Summer League team won last night. Welcome on in. Today's show is going to be pretty short. I got to warn y'all, it's going to be pretty short. We're going to talk about the Kawhi Leonard drama. If you don't know what I'm talking about, be sure to stick around because it's juicy. Then we're going to be talking about some standout performances in the Summer League. In case you guys don't know, the Summer League in Vegas has begun. Nobody really talks about the Utah Summer League. We sort of just lock in for the Vegas Summer League. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about Darren Peterson's debut, AJ DeBance. We're going to be talking about all of them, especially, Ibuka Okori. Yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about as far as the Summer League goes. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll also dive deep into all the free agents that we sort of glossed over in Wednesday's show. I sort of felt bad about it. Like, we didn't talk about Rui Hachimura. We didn't talk about Charles Bazzi, even though that just happened yesterday. We're going to just dive deep and talk about all of these guys individually and see if they're actually adding value to their team. Because as we all know, I called it 9 months ago, if you guys were here. I said plain and simple, free agency is dead. And now all of a sudden, every scroll on social media, you see somebody come in and say, free agency's kind of dead. And I'm like, wow, if only I said that 9 months ago. And now everybody's saying that. What? Andre Drummond doesn't excite you? Mark Williams doesn't excite you? Charles Bassey doesn't excite you? Free agency is alive and well, right? Wrong. I said it was dead. Ladies and gentlemen, podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. TikTok viewers, YouTube viewers, be sure to drop a like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. Twitch viewers, you already know, you guys got the easiest job in the whole entire world. Just sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee or an energy drink, and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, up first, we are going to be discussing the Claw, Kawhi Leonard. His trade to the Toronto Raptors is not official because he is pending a deep investigation. Now, I talked about this briefly a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and then when we first found out like 9 months ago. In case you guys don't know, I'm going to go ahead and summarize this post of Shams. And in case you guys don't know what all happened with Kawhi Leonard, let me give you a TLDR so that you don't have to look into it. Long story short, Kawhi Leonard was being paid under the table via a charity program called Aspirations that was all about planting trees. Steve Ballmer was giving money. Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers, was giving money to this charity called Aspirations to then give it to Kawhi Leonard. He was basically incentivizing him to stay in Los Angeles by giving him extra money that wasn't on his contract. So that's illegal, and that's against the NBA. I mean, that's very illegal, and it was millions of dollars as well. Now, this came out almost a year ago, I think, and I sort of said when I started my podcasting career last season, I said, when the time comes, I don't believe they're going to ding Kawhi Leonard all that much. I don't think they're going to. It circumvented the salary cap. Exactly. That's the whole point. It was to save money. It's money laundering. You all know. He was the highest sponsor Aspirations had. So with that being said, I said, and I told you guys, and I can quote and I can look back as well, and I can tell you, I said that Kawhi Leonard was just going to be a slap on the wrist. The guy that was going to pay most of the repercussions is Steve Ballmer. And Steve Ballmer, as we all know, he's the richest man. He's the richest owner in the entire NBA. So somebody in the Discord, I think it was Papo, he came in, he was a Celtics fan, and he said they're going to take the franchise away from Ballmer. I'm here to tell you that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. He is the richest man who just built that arena with those nice-ass toilets. They are not going to take the Clippers away from Steve Ballmer. So before anybody thinks that, that's not happening, all right? What I feel is going to happen is if they get proven guilty, which I think they are, because the CEO of Aspirations is also facing trial, just so we're all clear. He got 14 years. Oh, did he get caught? So wait, he's already proven guilty. Did he get punished for 14 years? Is that really the let me know. But Steve Ballmer's not going to get the team taken away from him. He's not. This is not a Donald Sterling. It's not. So they are going to end up fining Steve Ballmer probably tens of millions of dollars. So somebody involved got 14 years. Okay, yeah. In Shams' tweet, here it is. At the heart of this investigation are Joe Sandberg and Aspiration. We did not funnel money to Kawhi Leonard through Aspiration. Like many sophisticated investors, financial institutions, and business partners, we were victims of a fraud initiated by Sandberg, who's been convicted and sentenced to 14 years in prison. So Steve Ballmer is probably going to get fined tens of millions of dollars, which sounds like a lot. It does, but it's not. It's really not a whole lot of money when these guys have billions of dollars. Like, think about what's 10. Hell, think about 100 million. How much did Steve Ballmer buy the Clippers for? And this was what, almost 10 years ago? This was 12 years ago. He bought it for $2 billion. $2 billion. What are the Clippers worth today? So he bought it for $2 billion, and they are now valued at $7.5 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, he bought the team for $2 billion in 2014, and it's currently worth $7.5 billion. Talk about an investment. What the hell was I doing in 2014? Why did I not buy the Los Angeles Clippers? 2014, what was I doing? I was playing 2K14 on my brand new PS4, and I was playing Call of Duty Ghosts? No, Infinite Warfare? No, Ghosts? I think it was Advanced Warfare? I think I was playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare in 2014. Yeah, that's what I was doing, I think. Well, I don't know why I didn't spend $2 billion and buy the Clippers, because now he's made $5.5 billion. So if they do fine him, I think they should whack him for like 100 million. They should whack him for 100 million, and that should be that. Right? I was in high school. I was 16 years old. Playing my PS4. I was working at Kroger, right? So I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I should have just bought a team. As far as Kawhi Leonard goes, I thought that they were just going to say, oh, Kawhi, like, you know, you don't really know. You don't really know. Like, we're just going to punish Steve Ballmer. You're our sweetheart, Kawhi. We're not going to ding you. But now they have made the trade to Toronto unofficial. They have made it unofficial, ladies and gentlemen. My dad's in chat trying to tell me my career path. Dad, when I was 16, I was working at Kroger. When I was 18, I was working at CVS. Come on, Dad, lock in, man. Lock in. Dad, lock in. You think a 16-year-old is selling promethazine to customers? Come on, Dad, lock in. So anyways, with Kawhi Leonard, what it sounds like is going to happen, and I don't want to like fearmonger you guys. That's a Donald Trump special. I don't want to do that to you guys. What I want to do is tell you what's actually going to happen. Steve Ballmer is going to get fined 100, maybe 200, maybe $300 million, right? He's going to get fined a lot of money. It's not a lot for him. And you know what's going to happen to Kawhi Leonard? He's probably going to get suspended for 5 to 10 games. The trade is official, ladies and gentlemen. The trade, I know they said it's not official. It's being held while he's under investigation. The trade is official. Okay? This trade is not going to get rescinded. It's not. There's too many moving parts. It's Kawhi Leonard. You just resurrected an entire country by bringing Kawhi Leonard in there. Toronto is relevant again. This trade will go through. There is no way. I guarantee this trade will go through. And I think Kawhi will get suspended for a certain amount of games. Now, Raptors fans, let me comfort you some more. If Kawhi gets suspended, just pray it's for a lot of games. If he's out for 25 games, that's fine. You guys have a competent team to be a playoff, playoff team. Okay. And with Kawhi Leonard, it'll be great if he misses 20, 25 games. Seriously. We all know Kawhi Leonard, load management king. Save him for the playoffs. Save him for the playoffs. He's getting official load management. Static Shock in my Twitch stream is saying, I think he should be out for the half the season. Now that's a lie. If it's half the season, the Raptors are cooked. If it's half the season, the Raps are cooked. I don't think they'll ding him for half the season though. Joey in the TikTok said, if they circumvent to the cap, Kawhi should be gone and the Clippers should be sold. Can't allow that. And while I agree with you, it won't happen. This is Adam Silver we're talking about. If this was David Stern, then I can understand. Okay. Man, my Twitch front promotion just got ended. It says it was canceled. Did I say something crazy? I don't know. It said it was canceled. I thought I was going to be on the homepage until 4 p.m. I guess not. Well, that's unfortunate. I was enjoying being over 1,000 viewers, but so be it. I guess they canceled my front. I swear I thought it said from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. In case you guys don't know, I am on the homepage on Twitch today. That's why the view count is so high. They must have, I don't know. They canceled me, bro. Rip. It was fun while it lasted. So I really don't think Kawhi Leonard is going to face a whole lot, right? David Stern would have arrested Kawhi Leonard on the spot. David Stern probably would have beat the hell out of Steve Ballmer. I don't know. So to see this happen, it's sort of embarrassing for the NBA because nobody's really talking about it. It happened almost a year ago. So in fact, thank you for this fact, Liam, from a while ago. David Stern dealt with the T-Wolves slipping the salary cap and took 5 years worth of picks and nulled the contract of the player they paid under the table. Wasn't it Joe Smith? Was it Joe Smith? I can't remember. Was it for Joe Smith? I don't remember who it was for the Timberwolves. I think it was Joe Smith that they circumvented the cap for, and he punished the Wolves. And you know, the Clippers aren't a historic franchise. They're not a storied franchise. So I believe if David Stern was still here today, he probably would do the same thing. It was Joe Smith. Yeah, I am getting confirmation from the TikTok. Nice. What a player to do that to as well. Adam Silver is not going to do this. Adam Silver is not going to force his richest owner to sell his team. That's not going to happen. It was so they can get Garnett and then sign Smith with his bird rights. Okay, I got you. Yeah. That destroyed Garnett's prime because they lost all those picks. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Damn, that's tough. He's not going to do that. He will never do that. As far as Kawhi goes, I think it's just going to be a little ding, y'all. I know this is getting like sort of blown up into some big ordeal, which it is. It is a big ordeal. It is. And it's an embarrassment for the league, especially if Adam Silver doesn't put his foot down. We'll see what happens. For now, we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. It'll be very, very interesting to see what Adam Silver does and what the FBI says and what's actually confirmed with everything. I'm very excited to find out. Now, that's pretty much all I have about Kawhi Leonard. So I want to talk briefly about the Summer League. A couple of highlights from last night I do want to talk about. So obviously the headline game last night was AJ DeBanza of the Washington Wizards versus Darren Peterson of the Utah Jazz. And the Jazz were down big and they ended up coming back. They ended up losing at the end of the game. But AJ DeBanza and Darren Peterson, I got to talk about them very quickly. So DeBanza got the best of Peterson last night. He scored 27 points, 7 for 8 from the field. He was 0 for 5 from deep, and he had 8 free throws, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 2 steal, and a block. Darren Peterson, however, 24 points, 6 for 18. He was 2 for 7 for deep, 6 for 8 from the free throw line. And then check this out. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 8 turnovers. Now, I want to talk about both of these guys in particular. I'll start with Darren Peterson. What I watched last night, as far as Darren Peterson goes, yeah, he had 9 fouls as well. That's so funny. He had 9 fouls. One thing I want to talk about Darren Peterson specifically is he's small. He's very small. The guy that was guarding him for the most of the game, I don't know his name, but he was moving Darren Peterson around like a kid. And that's how it started for the first half. And then the second half, he started to get a little bit more comfortable. He was throwing floaters up. He was getting to the hoop. He was hitting some threes. Mind you, one of his 2 threes was a heave at the end of the game that went in. I don't love Peterson. I don't love his scoring ability right now. I don't. I think he will be the best scorer that comes out of this draft class. But right now, he's got to bulk up. Because he has the handles. He has the ability to attack the hoop. Right now is just finishing. And I think he'll get that. He'll get that. I really like what I saw from Darren Peterson. He just needs to bulk up a little bit and get more confident. Because he is better than almost everybody on the court. Now, as far as AJ Dybantsa goes, I got stronger opinions on him. He's NBA ready. AJ Dybantsa's NBA ready. And the best quality of him is he knows how to get a bucket. He's got multiple go-to moves. He's got strength. He's an NBA ready talent. It's no surprise that he went number 1 overall. Do I think that Peterson will be a better scorer long-term? Yeah. But right now, AJ Dybantsa is a grown man. And last night, it looked like it. He was bullying anybody that was guarding him on the Jazz. His biggest issue, and I think we all know what I'm about to say, is his handles. And that won't be a problem. That will not be a problem when he's got Trae Young next to him. His handles are bad. If you guys watch this game, like I'm talking actually watch this game, his handles are abysmal. But his playmaking ability is great. He won't have to worry about dribbling. You just need a couple a couple quick steps and use your strength. He's got NBA strength. He's got an NBA frame. And I think Trae Young he's obviously going to handle the majority of the ball handling and the playmaking. But AJ Dybantsa's handles are very, very rough if you guys watched him. As far as the rest of his game goes, it's fun. The only thing that I will say, aside from his handles, and thank you, Anthony, in the Twitch stream for mentioning this, is he foul baiting already? I was watching him. He's throwing his neck back. He's throwing his head. He's screaming, "Hey! Hey!" Just like Jaylen Brown. He was low-key. He was trying to sell that. And, Slash is telling me he did that at BYU. It's nothing new. Judah's telling me he's been doing that. I don't watch much college ball. I didn't. You guys know me. To see Dybantsa already adapt into the NBA, it's something to see. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And that's not for me to say that Dybantsa has horrible handles. But in the NBA, when you're up against real athletes, no, all due respect to Kyler Kelly and Matthew Cleveland and Micah Handleton and Justin Harmon and Max Abmas and Jonas Idu and Blake Hinson. No offense to any of them, but they can't guard AJ Dybantsa. He's the number 1 pick for a reason. And they're not pressuring him the way Sar Thompson, Amen Thompson, Kawhi Leonard, Scotty Barnes. They're not guarding him the way that those guys will. So his handles will improve. I'm not really worried about it. And especially playing next to Trae Young, he won't have to be the primary ball handler like he was being last night. He had a crazy poster. That was a lot of fun to watch. There were a couple moments where they went one-on-one with Peterson and Dybantsa. And Dybantsa had the best of him last night. He did. But I'm telling you guys, Darren Peterson's game, so fluid. I think the biggest fault to Darren Peterson right now is not having full control of his game. There's a reason he threw 8 turnovers yesterday. It was a lot of nerves. He doesn't have full control of his game. And if you guys watched last night, you guys know what I'm talking about. He doesn't know exactly what he wants to do before he does it. Sloppy defender last night. Sloppy with the ball. He'll get better. I'm not worried about him. He'll get better. but he doesn't really know what he's doing just yet. Now, I want to talk about another higher pick last night. And that was the man named Darius Acuff of the Sacramento Kings. The Kings won 91-85 against the Clippers. And Darius Acuff, he had a rough one. He had a very rough one. In 28 minutes, he had 19 points. He shot 6 for 20, 3 for 9 from the three. He had 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 turnovers, 2 steals, and a block. Didn't look that good. If you guys were watching this, he looked very nervous. So if I were judging Darius Acuff's game off of one summer league game, his first summer league game, I wouldn't like it. But I'm not going to do that. I think Darius Acuff is going to be a star in this league. He's got the swag, he's got the finesse, and he's got the IQ to be able to dominate when the time comes. He was nervous, and I'm honestly not that mad at it. Yo, Risky, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate you very much. Darius Acuff looked good. He just looked sloppy. That's all it was. And that's pretty much all the notes I have on that game. Now, I think the most impressive rookie game I saw last night, other than Darren Peterson and AJ Debanta, was the Detroit Pistons versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's talk about the 2 first-round picks in that game. You got Ibuka Okori, the 17th pick for the Detroit Pistons, and LeBaron Philon. Am I saying his first name right? Is it LeBaron? I've just been calling him Philon this whole time. What I watched in this game between Philon and Ibuka was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I have strong points on both of them. Philon is going to be a fine piece for the bench. Do I think he's going to be playing immediately? Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be playing. He's definitely going to be playing. Philadelphia doesn't have a bench. He'll be behind Anthony Simons. So, like, you know, if there's injuries one night, like Philon, I could see still playing 25 to 30 minutes. Last night, he had 18 points. He shot poorly, 6 for 19. 4 for 10 from 3, though. That's 40%. He had 3 turnovers, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds, and a steal. He looked really comfortable last night, and I think nobody can guard him. The Pistons have a very bad summer league team, so I honestly don't think that they'll win a single game, but there is a bright spot on this team, and it's the guy that they basically traded Isaiah Stewart for. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't watch college basketball. I don't. You guys know me. I only watch during March Madness. I think there's a general consensus on who the steal of the draft was. And I think everybody will agree who watch college basketball. It's Ibuka Okori of the Detroit Pistons. Ibuka Okori, I'm going to try taming myself. I'm going to try not getting too excited, okay? What I watched last night, and I know it's just Summer League. Take it with a grain of salt. There's no bias here because our second round pick absolutely sucked yesterday. He did not look like an NBA player. Ugana Onyenso. He's a very, very young and raw prospect. He was very bad yesterday. But I'm leaving here with something. He had 3 steals and a block. But he was non-existent on offense. I'm going to try to stay grounded here. Ibuka Okori quite literally looks like Tyrese Maxey. I'm not kidding when I say that. I saw that he was his main, he was his top comparison last night. His team sucked yesterday. His team was very bad. The starting lineup was not good. I like Isaac Jones, but he always looks good in these like small games. Shout out Kings legend Isaac Jones. And then I loved Roddy Gale and Drake Allen of the Summer League Pistons. But Ibuka Okori, he had 20 points, shot 50%, 2 for 5 from 3, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 2 steals, and only 1 turnover. Now, Okori came in when he got drafted by the Pistons and said, you know, the Pistons, I think they like the fact that I don't turn the ball over. And I think it was a pretty common take to say that Okori has the best handles out of everybody from this draft class. Guys, when I tell you Okori's handles are better than Cade's already, I mean that. When I tell you that his handles are better than Halliburton, I mean that. When I tell you that Okori's might have the best handles of any Piston since Isaiah Thomas, I mean that. I've never seen a guard have this tight of handles. When I tell you, like, when they say the ball's attached to his body, they're not exaggerating. Okori could have dropped 50 last night. Easily. He could have dropped 50. If he truly wanted the ball hog, he could have. Whatever bucket he wanted, I suggest you guys go watch some highlights from that game. He was driving anybody to the rim. He was pulling up for three over anybody he wanted. And the playmaking ability, incredibly underrated. I did not know he was like that. And then as far as that ball handling, it's incredible. And I think this is why Trajan Langdon has not gone out and sold the entire house for a secondary ball handler. I think this is why. Now, he's a rookie. He's 18. Do I think that you can lean on an 18-year-old in the playoffs? No. Dylan Harper was 20, and he looked like the best player for most of the playoffs for the San Antonio Spurs. I think him being a backup to Cade Cunningham along with Danis Jenkins and just playing whoever's better, or maybe play them together. Play them together. His defense looked good. His handles, his shot creation, I think that's why we have seen Trajan Langdon not do a whole lot. He can be whoever he wants going left or right. He can shoot over anybody he wants, and he can get to the hoop over anybody he wants. I really like Abuka Okori, and not just because I'm a Pistons fan. I really like his game. As far as Chaz Lanier goes, sort of depressing that the Pistons they've been missing on their second round picks. And you got to hit on your second round picks when you look at like the Thunder, right? You got to hit on those second round picks like Isaiah Joe. Chaz Lanier looks like a miss. Every time he's on the court, this dude hasn't hit a three since he left Tennessee. It's unfortunate. He's a 24-year-old rookie, and we got him for his 3-point shooting. He still can't shoot. He had 12 points, 1 for 6 from 3. It's unfortunate. But yeah, Abuka Okori, very, very special. Now, as far as the Golden State Warriors and Dallas Mavericks game goes, the Warriors won 101-90. Yaxel is literally the story of this game. Yaxel last night had 21 points, 8 for 13, and 2 for 4 from deep. Bro, he had 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 turnovers. This kid Yax, you see why the Pistons wanted him. You see why the Warriors wanted him. This guy's going to be playing real rotational minutes. He is. He's going to play real rotational minutes. This guy just came in the TikTok stream. Hold on. I rarely read TikTok chat, but he said, Pistons fan, how did it feel watching the Knicks win? Felt good. I like the Knicks. You know, I'm a Pistons fan, but I'm a fan of the NBA, and I love the Knicks. So yeah, it felt fine watching. In fact, it felt incredible watching the Knicks win. I got a crazy documentary dropping next Saturday, and the 2026 Knicks are in it. So be sure to tune into that. Yax looked great. Yax looked great last night, and to see how NBA ready he truly was, I didn't think he would be. I did not think he would be. I thought everybody was hyping him up like crazy. I thought this guy, he just wasn't ready to just come in, even though, like, you know, he's the same age as Cade Cunningham, which is crazy. I like Yax. I like Yax a lot. He's got a lot of potential. Do the Mavericks have anybody? Morris Johnson Jr. looked great. He looked great. He had 27 points, 12 for 17 from field, 1 for 4 from 3. I'm glad he's still taking them, though. I feel as though he's not going to be taking those threes when the season starts. I think he'll get benched if he does. So if you're going to be that efficient from 2-point land, I think you're in good shape. Morris Johnson looks great. He also had 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. That's a crazy stat line. 27 points for 12 for 17. That's crazy. People are telling me Steve Kerr won't play him. Steve Kerr will play him. And I think that's a great point to say. If Yax was 20 years old, he'd be top 5. No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. But he's the same age as Cade Cunningham and Scotty Barnes. I think Steve Kerr will play him. They just lost Quinton Post. And I think that's why they were comfortable with letting Quinton Post go. I think he'll play. I think he will. For my final summer league game, I got the Timberwolves against the Pelicans. Now, I don't have a whole lot. Timberwolves won 105-92. I don't have a whole lot to talk about except for Behringer. Behringer's looking good. 18 points, 7 for 15, 11 rebounds, 4 blocks. He's looking good. And I think Behringer is going to get minutes for the Minnesota Timberwolves, considering that they have no money. I think he's going to be getting minutes. He looks good in Summer League. Summer League is completely different. But he looks good. Zion Pullen looked good as well. I had no idea who he was. And Nate Santos also dropped 20 points. For the Pelicans, Kobe Buffkin. I don't know Does anybody know how old Kobe Buffkin is? I didn't even know he got picked up by the Pelican Summer League team. He dropped 30, shot 8 for 16. He's 22. Thank you, guys. He shot 5 for 9 from 3, 30 points, 4 turnovers, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 block. Kobe Buffkin can be an NBA player. He can. I know his biggest weakness is defense. I know, man. I know. I get it. I get it, bro. I still believe in him. And then I liked what I saw from Peavy last night as well. I wanted to be more aggressive. 16 points, 6 for 11, 2 for 4 from 3, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 0 turnovers, 2 steals. I want to see him more aggressive. Something that concerns me is I don't get why they're not playing Missy. I don't know why they're not playing him in the Summer League. It's confusing. Sort of same with the Jazz. I don't know why they didn't play Ace Bailey. I don't know, man. I don't know. Something I loved seeing from a couple of these teams, I'm sure you guys saw them. The Wizards had a bunch of their guys on their bench. Trae Young was there. Anthony Davis was there. The Pelicans had almost their entire team there as well. Trey Murphy, they're all there. Zion, they're all there, which was awesome to see. And I mean, I love seeing my Pistons there as well. Cade was there. Asar was there. Ron was there. Javonte Green was there. Even the entire coaching staff for the Pistons were there. JB Bickerstaff, Jared Jack, Luke Walton. They're all there as well. Yeah, Missy, Fears, Queen. Yeah, all doing full team offseason conditioning with Mosley. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I love seeing NBA players support their young guys at the Summer League. I will say I was kind of sad when I saw the Pistons because last year, you know, Sasser was there. Stu was there. Duran was there. They're all there. And now this year it was only Cade, Ron, Asar, and Javonte Green, and then the entire coaching staff. It's a little bittersweet to see some of my guys off my team, but you know, I wish them all luck. Sasser, especially in Dallas. Now, guys, that's pretty much all I have to talk about as far as Summer League goes. Do you guys care about the pickups that we didn't? We'll talk about some. These are some extra free agents that we didn't talk about in Wednesday's episode. If you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to come through from the TikTok to the Twitch stream. A couple guys that, you know, we should talk about. Jordan Clarkson returned on a $3.9 million deal to return to the New York Knicks. Shout out NBA champion Jordan Clarkson. Mo Bamba agreed to a 2-year deal to return to the Jazz. Good for him. Good for him. The Nuggets waived Jonas Valanciunas, and in Sham's tweet, it said Valanciunas is expected to receive interest from multiple NBA teams. That doesn't surprise me, but if you guys watched Jonas Valanciunas recently, defensively, he doesn't offer anything anymore. I think he's going to go play in Greece. He signed with a Greece club last summer, but then also signed with the Nuggets, and he tried getting out of that Nuggets contract to go play in Greece. He's going to make more money in Greece, so I don't blame him. Shout out Jonas Valanciunas. He's had a great NBA career. If it is over for him, I used to love watching Andre Drummond versus Jonas Valanciunas when he was on Toronto and Drummond was on the Pistons. I think he's a beast. He's one of my favorite foreign players that I grew up watching. I think he's going to go to Greece. I think he's going to go out there and play there, even though he's not Greece. They offered him a bunch of money. Ad Plants in the Twitch stream said Isaac Johnson from Hawaii deserves the spotlight for the Sixers performance. You're right. You're absolutely right. 20 points, 6 for 10, 4 for 6 from 3. You're absolutely right. That's on me for not mentioning him. 20 points off the bench in 20 minutes, 6 for 10, 4 for 6 from 3, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. Shout out Isaac Johnson. You're absolutely right. I should have said that. Larry Nance agreed to a 1-year deal with the Indiana Pacers. Pacers are back, baby. He's just going to be there to be a vet. Quinton Post ended up signing with the Grizzlies, I believe. Yeah, the Warriors did not match Quinton Post's 3-year, $30 million offer sheet from the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are looking fun. So very happy for them. Chris Middleton is back with the Wizards. Agreed on a 3-year, $17.6 million deal. From what I've heard, is just to be a vet there. He'll probably get some PT. So shout out Chris Middleton. That's probably his last big contract of his NBA career. I talked about it yesterday, on Wednesday. Karis LeVert is off my team. Thank God. Kevon Looney, who everybody was linking with the New York Knicks, the Knicks ended up getting Andre Drummond, and the Lakers opted for Kevon Looney for $3.9 million. If you're relying on Kevon Looney minutes in 2026 and 2027, your team is going... I don't know if you guys paid attention. The Lakers over-under right now for next year is 44 wins. 44 wins. Now, I think they'll be over on that. But this is the thing. With what Luka is going to have to carry, I have zero belief in this team come playoff time. I have zero belief. Guys, Luka is injury prone. Austin Reeves now has had injury issues. But Luka, we all know, is injury prone. Their over-under line is 44, bro. They're going to give up the most points ever given up in NBA history in a season. I will guarantee you that. Kessler played 5 games last year. I think Kessler is going to be incredible. Rui is also a big loss. Marcus Smart's a big loss. Yo, Bull enthusiast, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. TikTok, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream. I appreciate the follow. The Lakers have no versatility with any of their players anymore. No versatility. Do they have a deeper team? Yeah, but it's not a good deep team. It's not. Luka's going to be burnt out come playoff time. Austin Reeves is the biggest playoff dropper in the NBA aside from Brandon Ingram. He's literally the #1 playoff dropper in the NBA. On top of that, he's the worst defending 2 guard in the entire association. Every stat backs that up. He's the worst defending shooting guard in the entire NBA. If you're a worse defender than James Harden, how do you think that your team will win? And then on top of that, horrible playoff performer. Luka's going to be great. Luka's going to be in MVP talks. He is. Walker Kessler is going to be shooting well over 70% from the field, and he's going to be a great defender. It's very concerning to see their lack of wings. It's very concerning to see their lack of front court. They have no front court. It's Kessler and nobody else. Kevon Looney is not going to provide any usable minutes off the bench. We talked about Jalen Brunson. We talked about the extension for Donovan Mitchell. Kobe Bria signing a 2-way deal with the Phoenix Suns. Oh, yeah. We talked about DeMar getting waived by the Kings. He's going to have a lot of suitors for that. He's going to have a lot of suitors. Where do you guys think that DeMar DeRozan ends up? I don't think the Miami Heat can afford him unless he takes a major pay cut. I've heard DeMar comes back to Toronto. And then I've also heard Cleveland wants DeMar. Now, I'm seeing a lot of answers here. DeMar to Detroit. No, thank you. Raptors, Detroit, Golden State. It's not a trade. He's a free agent now. Toronto, Warriors, Denver. I like all of these answers except for the Pistons. Here's the thing about DeMar. Is he ready to come off the bench? Is he ready for a 6-man role? Is he? Is he going to take a big pay cut? He's not going to sign for the minimum. I don't think so. DeMar still has a lot in the tank, man. He can still bring you 20 points off the bench, Chet. He can still bring you 20 points off the bench. You guys want to know why I think teams haven't signed DeMar just yet? I think all the teams that are in contention of getting LeBron James, think about all the teams you named. Golden State, Cleveland, Miami, Philly. Teams are waiting right now. They're waiting. DeMar is going to be their backup if they can't get LeBron. I think that's why a team hasn't scooped him up yet. They want to see if they have a chance at LeBron. And if not, they'll try getting DeMar DeRozan for their bench. So I think DeMar will provide a lot of scoring for any team that picks him up. My only issue is, are you willing to accept that 6-man role? You should be. And if you are, where would you choose? Miami can't afford you. Cleveland can't afford you unless you're the last piece for Cleveland. It's going to be interesting where DeMar chooses. It's going to be very interesting. Shout out DeMar, man. He can still get you any bucket he wants. Let's see. Who else? Rui Hachimura. Rui Hachimura agreed to a 2-year deal, $28 million contract. Now, word is, and it came out, that Rui Hachimura got bigger offers from other teams. He got bigger offers. I hear he's got 3 or 4 bigger offers. And for 3 years as well. Rui Hachimura accepted a 2-year, $28 million deal because he just wanted to stay in LA. He from what I've heard, he got offered 3 years, $42 million. He'd rather have just stayed 2 years, $28 million in LA. He chose to go with the Clippers. Now, Rui Hachimura is not that old. But he just seems like a guy that is going to play until he's 40, right? Great three-point shooter. Man, this guy has shot 50% from 3 in his playoffs. 50% from 3 in his career playoff games. This guy just screams that he's going to be playing when he's 40. He doesn't play defense. That's his biggest knock. He doesn't play defense. But as far as scoring goes, Tobias Harris, right? Tobias is going to be in the NBA for many, many more years. So why can't Rui? Good pickup for the Clippers, and I think the Clippers are a sneaky play-in team. I think they're a sneaky play-in team. We'll see what happens. We'll see what Adam Silver does about the circumvention. We talked about Quinton Post signing with the Grizzlies. We talked about Kawhi Leonard and what's going on with there. Josh Okogie signed a 2-year deal, 2-year, $12 million deal with Utah Jazz. That's going. The Houston Rockets are going to miss him. They're going to miss him. Okogie's annoying, bro. As far as a defender, he's annoying. Andre Drummond agreed to a 1-year, $3.9 million deal with the New York Knicks. Dre, I love you, baby. I wish you luck in New York. They're going to love you over there. Jordan Miller is going back to the Clippers on a 3-year, $15 million deal. We talked about the Lakers trading DeAndre Ayton to the Wizards for Jaden Hardy and 2 Wizards second-round picks. I don't know why they traded Ayton. Didn't make any sense. You should have just kept Ayton. I'm sorry, you should have kept him. You should have kept Ayton. The fact that you have no front court rotation anymore is very concerning, especially in the West. Caleb Love agreed to a 2-way deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. He wanted out of Portland, and I don't blame him. Tom Dundon's a weirdo. Dorian Finney-Smith was traded from the Houston Rockets to the Charlotte Hornets. So shout out him. Javonte Green signed a 1-year deal, $3.95 million with the Pistons. I love Javonte. Shout out Woo. I love this guy. I really, really love Javonte Green. He played all 82 games for the Pistons last year. And he unfortunately got hurt in the playoffs, but I love Woo. I love Javonte Green. He real good locker room guy. He deserves a little bonus that he got. We talked about Neemias Queta, $56 million. I am missing. Yeah, that's right. Tari Eason got a 5-year, $81.5 million deal to return to the Houston Rockets. Now, he was a restricted free agent. He was. Somebody in the TikTok just said, quote, should have kept Ayton, and that's why you're not a GM. LMAO. Maybe for the successful Wizards you could be. So, what's your name? SB in the TikTok. The main issue with what you're saying is now the Lakers are going to have to rely on Kevon Looney off the bench. So, having no front court depth is a major issue, my friend. You have Walker Kessler, who played 5 games last year, and Kevon Looney. Ayton's contract was $8 million. $8 million. $8 million. You got a $3 million discount on Kevon Looney, who, all due respect, have you guys watched Kevon Looney play basketball now? He's 30 years old. And when I tell you, he looks like he's 45, I mean that. DeAndre Ayton was not even the fault of the Los Angeles Lakers. The fault was Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, and LeBron James. You can't blame a role player for playing like a role player. He shot over 71% from the field. It's not DeAndre Ayton's fault that the Lakers lost. It's Luka, it's Austin Reeves, and it's LeBron James. And then SB just said, rage baited so hard. You're right, TikTok chat. You rage baited me. You're a grown man. and your goal is to rage bait another grown man. Oh man, I'm raging. I'm boiling. My skin is on fire. So Tari Eason lost out on $25 million. They lost out on $25 million because of his agent. Now, in case you guys don't know, and now he's telling me Luka didn't even play in the playoffs, buddy. Yes. So it's Luka's fault that they lost because he was not playing. Thank you for proving my point, SB. All right, I'm done reading the TikTok shit. We got brain dead idiots in there. If you guys want to talk to me, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream. That's JZ Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. I explained it perfectly. Yeah, he doesn't get it. So Tari Eason's agent is the same agent as Jalen Duren. Okay. And it sounds like his agent just lost money for Tari Eason, $25 million for rejecting that $105 million contract extension last year. And now it looks like his agent's also losing money for Jalen Duren. He started spreading bullshit about Jalen Duren wanting to play with the Sacramento Kings. He wants to be traded. He wants to play with Boston. He wants to play with the Lakers. He did all of that talking, saying that Jalen Duren doesn't want to be here anymore, just to make the Pistons offer more. And it failed. Now you lost Jalen Duren money for acting like an idiot. I don't know why Duren and Tari Eason have this agent, but he's a football agent. He's not an NBA agent. I don't know why they hired him. I really don't. TJ, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. Shout out to you for leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Twitch stream. Let's see. Who else? Where's Tobias Harris? I'm sure it's coming up, but Pat Spencer agreed to a two-way NBA contract with the Suns. I'm surprised he couldn't get a contract. I'm surprised Pat could not get a real contract. I don't know why he got a two-way. It's weird. I don't know why. I thought he was good enough. The Nuggets continue to get worse. Tyus Jones agreed to a 1-year deal to return to the Nuggets. It all makes sense now, by the way. It all makes sense now. The Nuggets have been gearing up for having to pay Nikola Jokic. In case you guys are unaware, Nikola Jokic is going to sign his extension next summer. Do you guys know how much money that contract is worth? Do you guys know how much Jokic's contract is worth? 250? Try again. It's $360 million. 5 years, $360 million. It is the biggest contract in NBA history, and it will be signed next summer. For anybody telling me he's not going to sign, you do not understand. You do not understand. Ladies and gentlemen, that is about $90 million a year at the end of his contract. $90 million. So in case you guys are wondering why the Nuggets are being cheap, they messed up with Christian Brown. They gave him that much money. So now they're going to be forced to trade Jamal Murray. Just like the Boston Celtics were forced to trade Jaylen Brown. He's going to be signing this extension next summer. Okay? I'm telling you now, it's July 10th of 2026. And I'm telling you, next summer, he will be signing 5 years, $360 million. If they can't move Christian Brown or Aaron Gordon, they're going to lose Peyton Watson, but they're going to have to trade Jamal Murray. Ladies and gentlemen, I did some digging, and I said today's podcast is going to be short. Do you guys want to hear something interesting? When the Boston Celtics won in 2024, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were only 48% of their team's cap space. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, the two best players on the team, they were only 48% of their cap space. Do you know what their cap space percentage was this year of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? Do you know what that is? Correct. 70%. You throw in Derek White, and I believe it was 88%. So Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum combined were 88% of their cap space. That is why they traded Jaylen Brown. Have you guys looked at what the Philadelphia 76ers cap sheet looks like right now? In case you haven't, Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid, do you know what they account for their salary cap? Because the Celtics just came out and said, all right, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We can't do it. I went and looked at the Philadelphia 76ers. Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, and Joel Embiid. Hell, let's throw VJ Edgecombe in there too. 98%. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 players on that team take up 98% of their cap space. And for those of you wondering if they're going to pay Jaylen Brown's extension, they absolutely are. Their future is Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, and Jaylen Brown. They are going to let Embiid expire because they can't trade him. I absolutely agree. It doesn't matter how much their money is if they can win a chip. I absolutely agree. I'm not saying that. But that's why they don't have a bench. That's why they don't have depth. They can't trade Embiid. They're just waiting for that contract to end so that they can actually start building this team. And that sounds like a great future to me. Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown. That sounds awesome. They're just waiting for Embiid to leave. They can't trade him. Well, that's the tricky part. You're asking me what would their percentage be without Embiid? And right now it's different because Edgecombe is on his rookie contract and Jaylen Brown has not gotten his contract extension yet. So when Edgecombe gets his extension and Jaylen Brown gets his extension, and guess what? Guess who else is due for an extension the same time that Edgecombe is due for his extension? That's right. Tyrese Maxey. Those top 3 guys will still consist of 97% of their cap space. That's a lot. That's a lot. You cannot. What did we learn with the Jaylen Brown trade, ladies and gentlemen? What did we learn? If there's one thing we learned, it's this. I want you to take this, what I'm about to tell you, and I want you to talk about this with your friends who know basketball, if they know basketball. Please, if you were to take one thing from today's podcast, take this alone, okay? What we are witnessing with salary caps, with teams, with these star players, right? You cannot pay a top 15 talent in the NBA top 5 money. You cannot pay a top 15 talent top 5 money. What do we know about Jaylen Brown? He's probably top 15, right? If you're really pushing it, if you really hate Jaylen Brown, he's top 20 at bare minimum. You cannot give him top 5 money. You know what Jaylen Brown is making right now? Top 5 money. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question. Does anybody here believe that Jaylen Brown is a top 5 player? None of us do. You cannot pay a top 15 player top 5 money. That's why you see Pistons being so stingy with Jalen Duren. Because Jalen Duren can walk into the office and say, hey, I was a top 15 player last year. Yeah, you were. Because Anthony Edwards was out. Giannis Antetokounmpo was out. LeBron James was out. You were technically a top 15 player because of that. So this new bargain agreement, this new CBA, what you're seeing, what's going to happen with the Denver Nuggets, what we just saw, what happened to the Boston Celtics, they're going to have to move off of Jamal Murray as well, unless Jamal Murray somehow evolves even bigger and better. And then you got to give him super max money as well. It's truly unfortunate seeing homegrown talent drafted to their team having to get traded because they can't afford them. But that's just how the NBA works today. Kyle Anderson signed a 1-year, $3.9 million deal with the Toronto Raptors. So the Wolves have no power forward. Anthony Simons signed a 2-year deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. Pretty much all their money. I think they got $5 million left. I think they got $5 million left after that. Marvin Bagley agreed to a 1-year deal with the Denver Nuggets. That's all they can afford. They can't afford anything. That's all they've done. Santi Aldama it went to the Dallas Mavericks in a trade, and everything else we talked about. Tobias Harris also signed with the San Antonio Spurs. Shout out Toby. I'm going to miss you, Uncle T. I love Tobias Harris. San Antonio Spurs fans, you guys are going to love him. You guys are going to love him. You guys are going to love him. Guys, that's going to do it for today's show. Now, if you guys want to stick around, I'm considering playing some old Call of Duty, but I might need some more convincing. Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 released. They were ported onto the PS5. Played a lot last night. Guys, be sure to drop a follow, subscribe, like, all that jazz. And if you guys want more stream on Twitch, Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. I'd love to see you guys come through like my homie TJ and Bull and Risky that came through to the Twitch stream. I'd love to see you guys come through. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. Podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. TikTok and YouTube, be sure to drop a like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. And be sure to come through to the Twitch stream. Guys, we'll be back Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Again, that's Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I got nothing left to say except for thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And as always, guys, thank you for watching / listening. And I'll see you guys Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Love y'all.